At Donald Trump's press conference today, he said a lot of things, but one of the things should scare everybody. And this is an idea of how he thinks about the government. He said that the president should have more control over the Federal Reserve. And one of the things the Federal Reserve controls is the interest rate. He thinks he should have, if he were elected, more control over directing the Federal Reserve to raise or lower the interest rates as he sees fit. And he comes out and he says, well, I made a lot of money in business. I know more about business than anybody. I know more about making money than anybody. I would know more than these chairmen about how to, handle the interest rate, which is classic Donald Trump. Nobody knows more about a topic than him. And if he claims he's never heard about it, he says he learns everything he needs to know in 2 minutes. He knows everything about everything, when in reality, he doesn't know much about anything. But could you imagine a situation if Donald Trump were president again, or anybody like him, a business person or somebody with a lot of business interests who does not divest from their companies, who has a lot of money, and who has control over the interest rate to jack with it as they please, raise it up or down depending on what they need. Oh, I need to go get a loan? Well, we're going to drop the interest rate down today for, a couple days just so I can go get my loan, get the better interest rate, then we'll raise it again or whatever. The Federal Reserve has always been independent. The Federal Reserve looks at long term, both historically and they're doing long-term projections. Well, if we raise the interest rate today, what effect is it going to have on 6 months, on a year, on 2 years? They're looking both ways. You do not want to take that power and take it out of the people who spend their entire focus looking on things like that, and then take it and give it to, input to one person who isn't in that job. That's ridiculous. It's just more of what Project 2025 is all about. They want to condense all of the power in the presidency. And Donald Trump may say he doesn't know anything about Project 2025, statements like this are what Project 2025 is about. So he may not know about it by name, but he wants to implement parts of it. The idea of a president having direct control over the Federal Reserve like that is scary and ridiculous. Now, normally what would happen is the president would appoint the chairman of the Federal Reserve. I believe they serve for 10 years. And after that, usually the Federal Reserve operates independently, does its own thing, and they look out for the best interest of the country, the best interest of banks. Could you imagine if we had a bank failure going on and the president didn't like that bank for whatever reason, or didn't want to help the area of the country where that bank was located? And they said, yeah, don't go save that bank. Don't help them out. Don't make sure everybody's taken care of. That would be disastrous for the economy. And that is what Donald Trump is suggesting by saying the president should have input over how the Federal Reserve acts. It is ridiculous, and it once again just proves he doesn't know what he's talking about with most things.